Hi Year 2, I hope you've all been enjoying the snow the past few days. Now in today's lesson we are going to practice our handwriting, and the words that we're going to practice are of course our common exception words, also known as tricky words, that we're learning this week. Firstly, let's just remind ourselves of what our spellings are. Here are our common exception words that we're practicing this week. Let's read them all together, starting with yellow group. Love, come, some, once, one. And now let's read red group. Many, clothes, busy, people, water. Blue and green have the same words except they've got some extra ones added on. Climb, father, parents, beautiful. Well done. Remember, with our handwriting, we have four main handwriting families of letters, really. We've got one-armed robots, where we need to start at the top, go down and then come back up again. Zigzag monsters. Curly caterpillars. And ladder letters, where we start at the top and go down. So as we know at school, when we have handwriting lessons, we always do a warm-up to get our hands ready. We do a gross motor skills one, which involves our whole arms, and fine motor skills, which is warming up and stretching our hands. So I'd like you to join in with these exercises at home. Okay, I'm all ready. I've got my feet firmly both on the floor. I've got my nice sharp pencil to write with. And you'll see I've actually got some handwriting paper from our handwriting books. Now, I know the chances are that many of you won't have this kind of paper at home, and that's absolutely fine. Any paper will do, preferably lined so you can keep it all nice and neat. But we do have lots of these photocopy sheets available at school, so if you just email us and let us know, you can pop down to the office and collect some photocopies of these, because they're nice and useful for practicing your writing as you use the red lines for your ascenders, so your tall letters going up, and this bottom line for your descenders, so your letters going down, and then these thin blue lines in the middle for the rest of your writing, so it's quite nice and handy to use. Okay, the first words that we're going to practice are yellow groups. Now, don't worry if you're not in yellow group, you can still join in with this because practicing our letter formation is always handy. So let's go. I forgot to say before, if you're wondering what this yellow thing is by the side, it's actually a Mickey Mouse mug that I'm using to balance my camera on so my hand doesn't shake. So the first word that we're going to practice is love. So we're going to start with a nice tall ladder letter going all the way up to that red line. So go down from there. Then a curly caterpillar O. Then a zigzag monster. It's got almost all the letter families in this one word. And then another curly caterpillar E, which is going to fit in nicely in those blue lines. Love. You can practice that several times if you want, or you can move on to the next word with me, which is come. So again, starting with a curly caterpillar that's going to fit in between those blue lines. Another curly caterpillar letter. Okay, the M is one that we haven't had so far actually. It's a one-armed robot. So we start here, we go down, then we come back up. And then finally, another curly caterpillar, that E is going to fit in between those blue lines. Come. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking, Miss Lloyd, your handwriting is obviously beautiful, but you're always encouraging us to try and join our writing, which is true. In year 2, we do try and start learning some different joins and try and start joining our handwriting as much as we can. We're going to practice those on our red, blue and green words though. For now, we're just going to do our letter formation. So the next word is some. I'll squeeze it there, not got much room. So that curly caterpillar S, O. As you can see, it's actually only one letter difference from come, so we're practicing these letters again. That one-armed robot M, so down and up and around, and E to finish with. Love, come, some. The next word for yellow group is once, so let's move on here. Got O, then another one-armed robot. Down like that. And our curly caterpillar. And finish with our E. We're getting lots of practice of these letters that fit in these blue lines, but only one ladder letter so far. And the last one is one. So again, that curly caterpillar, O, one-armed robot, N, and curly caterpillar, E. Well done. So those are our yellow spellings. Love, come, some, once, one. Right, let's move on to our red, blue and greens now. So we're going to start with many. And it starts with a one-armed robot, which means I'm going to start here and go down and then up. Just waiting for it to come back into focus because clearly my camera is not used to the technology of the Mickey Mouse mug being a tripod. Okay, there we go. That's better. M. Then we've got a curly caterpillar A. Another one-armed robot N. So go down, then back up. And then a descender. So it's a ladder letter, which means we're going down. So we start here in the blue line, down, and then that tail, the descender on the Y, is going to touch that red line, many. Now, as I said, we are going to try and start joining these now. I know we haven't practiced all of the joins yet in year 2, but let's give it a go anyway. So, again, with my M, still a one-armed robot, even though I'm joining, so down. Then I'm gonna keep my pencil on the paper to join that N. It's a one-armed robot, so back to the top for my N. And then down to the bottom red line. Many. Okay, let's do clothes next. So, actually I'll do it down here. We've got the curly caterpillar C. Then the ladder letter L, then another curly caterpillar O between those blue lines. Then the T is a ladder letter, but it's not going all the way to the top. Then cross the T above the blue line. Ladder letter H. Then curly caterpillars E and S to end. Close. Right, let's join that up now. So again, my pencil's not leaving the paper, going nice and slow. I'll cross that T at the end. Clothes. We have all been very busy practicing all of our words. So it is a one-armed robot. So starting at the top of that red line, we go down, then back up. Then our ladder letter U, because we're going down. Down again. S, curly caterpillar letter. And then our ladder letter Y going all the way down to that red line. Busy. Let's try joining that now. So still keeping my pencil on the paper to that U and the S. And without taking my pencil off the paper, we can do that Y as well. Busy. So let's do people next, which has got one-armed robots, ladder letters, curly caterpillars. It's got everything going on. So if we were doing a capital P, we'd start up here and go like that. But remember, a lowercase p, the descender needs to come down to this red line. And it's a one-armed robot, which means I am starting to go down and then I'm going back up. Then my E I can put between these blue lines. And my O as well. Another chance to practice a lowercase p. So down, up and around. Then I have got a ladder letter L I'm going to go up here for. And finally my E to finish off. People. Now let's join. Keeping my hand and my pencil on the paper. Down again. Up to L and E. People. And the last one we're going to do is water, which should be nice and useful for our writing because, as we know, Tom sees lots of water on his trip to the North Pole. So it's a zigzag monster. Curly caterpillar A, then our ladder letter T. Remember, it doesn't go all the way to the top of that red line. Then my E and R. And now let's join it. Water. Great job today, guys. Keep practicing, keep going on Spelling Shed as well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.